All right, everybody, you know who it is, you know what it is, you know what we're doing. Today is the day that we're back with the most magnificent runway model ever by the name of Tiffany Walker. She's a mathematician, a social media guru, and, quite honestly, she's the desire of many, many, many. For many, many walks of life. And today we're going to talk about the one who got her for a while by the name of Bentley Kyle Evans. Um, you know, also, did I mention that she's an author, an amazing author as well? Got a great book. Playboy model. You guys should check her out. Subscribe to her on playboy.com. But she's an actress as well. She's got several films out on Tubi and across a wide spectrum of platforms. And she just did Von Dutch during Fashion Week, walked the runway. I'm talking about this is not just your average run-of-the-mill model. Shut down Milan last year and then did Von Dutch and just some amazing, amazing video stuff that she just did for like women's empowerment.
JT, yeah.
Yeah, yeah. So
The
like
girls loved it.
really, really cool stuff. All right. But we always wonder, how does someone catch an amazing person like this? Not only is she aesthetically dazzling, but she's brilliant mentally as well. And so she got involved, got hooked by a guy named Bentley Kyle Evans, and happened to be married. And she knew in advance that he was married. So now that we got that set up, how did you first meet Bentley Kyle Evans, and what was your initial impression of him?
I did. I met him at his rap party for Mind Your Business, a show that just premiered. And initially, the casting director invited me there because I'm an actress, and you need to like meet these people. So initially, it was just like networking.
Okay. And he was with his wife that night, right? So you knew them
Yes,
both. Told.
yes, I met them both.
Okay. Um, of course, we want you to describe the relationship. You and I have talked prior to this conversation, but can you describe the nature of the relationship with Bentley while the affair was ongoing?
It was a romantic affair. He called me his girlfriend. Last month when we talked on the phone, he was like, men can be in love with two women at the same time.
Wow. Okay.
And so yeah, he was just with his girlfriend. We were spending like a lot of time together, a lot of dates, like going to Gravitas, which is a members only um, house in Beverly Hills. We go to like Patty's and get pancakes. And
So you had a
we
public.
went to my Von Dutch fashion show.
Okay, okay, okay. So it was public. He was very public with you. He wasn't like, I'm sliding undercover kind of situation, you know what I mean? It was really
No, it was very like this is my man.
okay.
Yeah.
We always wonder, how a woman falls for a married guy that you know is married and it perhaps can't go anywhere. What promises do they tell you or whatever? I think when we were discussing doing this, you were very clear. He was very public, he was very romantic, very attentive, and it didn't seem like you were dealing with a married man, other than in title. You know what I mean? In actuality. So
Very giving, very romantic, very open.
okay, okay. Uh,
Not very married.
not very married at all. It's just like you might as well have been single the way it was going on. I feel you. I feel you. My next question would be, like
Single people don't act like that.
a lot of them don't. Like, yo, don't call me at this time. Don't I can't see you on holidays.
Because I feel like, so I studied attachment styles. Like humans have attachment styles. So like secure attachment. If you're married, that means you have a secure attachment style. Like you can attach to people in a healthy way.
Okay.
You know what I mean?
Hmm.
But like people that are single, they might have like a lot of things that hinder them or inhibit them from being able to connect and have that type of open relationship to where I'm like, wow, this is my man. Like he's texting me all the time. Like we're hanging out all the time. You know, like he's reliable. He's there.
I mean, the light bulb goes out. There he is. Got you covered. I feel you though. Okay. So what was your thoughts when he, allegedly said he promised to mentor your career?
I was just like, I just felt like that's what I met him for. Like, you know what I mean? Like, I didn't meet him to date him.
Ah, okay.
So,
I didn't
yeah,
meet.
I met him as an actress. So, when he invited me to Gravitas for us to meet one on one, I thought maybe it was the network. I guess that's naive of me. Like, I keep forgetting I'm super fine.
You are super fine. Super fine.
I keep forgetting that. I keep forgetting. So yeah, when I met him at Gravitas like the first time one on one, I thought like just I don't know, it's too nice because I did a movie for a guy. He's single, and he just was calling me sis.
Mhm.
You know what I mean? So I know how to have platonic relationships with the opposite gender.
Mhm.
You know what I mean? I completely respect people's space and things. So I didn't know it was gonna go there, but after we after we started dating, that's when he was like, yeah, like I'll mentor you for your next project because I sent him my script
Okay. The
because I
script.
wrote a script. You know, I'm a writer. I wrote a script. I'm like, yeah, I just sit there. I just wrote the script and I was gonna do it with these people, but he's like, I'll mentor you. I'll help you do that, whatever.
Okay. And so that was just the bait, the carrot to open the door to get the conversation started from his side.
I feel like the no, because he said that like after we were already dealing with each other.
Okay. Okay.
The first lunch, like our first date, it went straight to like, I'll spoil you. You know what I mean? Like, so I thought it was gonna be, I have a role for you, but it was, I'll spoil you. You know what
Mm.
I mean? He was
Yeah.
like, cute toes and, you know?
He was breaking it down. He was like, "This is what I like. This is what you got. Okay, I want that. I feel you." Okay.
Yeah. I think he forgot that I met him and his wife because he was like, why didn't you say bye to me? And I was like, I did say bye to you and your wife.
Mm.
And he's like, he was
Ugh.
like shaking. And he dropped his cigar. I think he was like nervous. I think he forgot
Yeah.
that I knew.
Wow. So he was like, "Oops.
Yeah.
Uh-oh, I might be overstepping. Is she gonna tell?" But instead, it didn't happen. You didn't tell.
I am telling.
You just
I am telling.
well, you didn't tell then. You didn't tell his wife, but now you're telling now. You're telling the whole story because we're 6 months down the road
I'm telling the world. I'm not telling his
in the
wife.
world. Yeah, you just
Yeah,
come.
I'm telling the world.
You're telling the world. I ain't mad.
I'm I'm speaking my truth because I mean, quite frankly, I've done a lot of dating shows. I did 30 dating shows last year.
Yeah. Wow.
So,
The balloon
you know,
popping.
like when you're a pretty girl, like this is what they want. This is the thing that they task you for. They want to know your dating life. This is the real. This is what really is happening in my dating life. You know what I mean? Those I did a dating show on Melly Monaco on YouTube. That wasn't real. Like I never even talked to those people afterwards.
Wow.
That was even even before I came back in the room to pick who I wanted to pick, Melly was like, "Who are you gonna choose? Because we have to make it juicy." I was like, "I'll choose all of them." And then she was like, "Yes, nobody did that before." So it's like, you're doing it for the plot. You know
Okay.
what I mean?
Okay.
Um, and then I did another YouTube dating show. It's like he's a Zach. I think it's Zach. He has like a lot of followers on YouTube. But I was like a quick like speed dating show. But like this is my real dating life. Who I'm really seeing in real life. You know what I mean?
Okay. So that was just entertainment. This was a real deal love affair situation. So different.
Yeah, I have to tell the people. You guys are watching. You guys want to see my dating life? This is what it really is.
Okay. I'm tracking.
Speaking my truth this year.
Huh. So initially, uh, what were your how did you feel about Bentley's claims regarding his marriage and his intentions, towards you?
My intention, his intentions, like initially,
Yeah, initially his what how did you feel initially about his claims about the status of his marriage, where it was headed, and his intentions towards you?
um, so initially, I just was like, I don't know, I was just like,
Yeah, whatever. He was also
yeah,
yeah, whatever.
like so like the first time like he told me that he loved me or whatever, I was like, it's just a little like, what are you talking about right now? You know what I mean? Because you expect like you're like, oh, I know what he's about. You know what I mean?
Hmm.
So you think it's gonna be something else, but he actually was really romantic. And he was like, some people need love, and he just was making it seem like he was in lack,
Ah, save me,
And he's
save
like,
me.
he's like, I'm gonna. He was making it seem like he wasn't active,
Hmm. I understand.
intimate. He
Right,
wasn't like, yeah, trying to keep it classy.
right, right, right.
Because he was like, yeah, I'm just gonna wait for you. I'm gonna wait till next time. Like, you know what I mean? Like he straight up told me because we got like really deep. So I told my aunt about us. He's like, yeah, I meet people. I've met a girl's family before. So I told my aunt about him, and he was just like, she was like, you have to be cautious of married men
Mm.
because they have a higher percentage of AIDS.
Really?
So that's what she should have told me. She was like, she was like, she turned the blind eye and she ended up contracting AIDS. Well, not her, but she was telling me a story of the thing.
Right, right.
A story, whatever. So I told him that, and he's like, "No, I'm just having sex with you."
Mm.
So yeah,
Okay.
he just made it seem like it was just me that he was having sex with, and he was like, if I divorce my wife right now, like I would have to give her half, and I would be fucked up financially. So he just made it seem like, but I mean, at first, like I said, that wasn't like when I met him, that wasn't what I was thinking. And even when he first said, "I'm gonna throw you," I'm just like, just
Yeah, right.
these guys,
Yeah.
these guys. But I didn't think he was gonna be so romantic and stuff, and I didn't think it was gonna get as deep as it did to like meeting family and stuff like that.
Now that was new. You didn't tell me that you had met his family and
I met his brother, yeah.
okay, his brother-in-law. Okay. Damn.
Not brother, yeah, yeah, not his
Yeah.
brother.
That's bold. Like, yeah, I know you're not gonna tell
He
him.
made a lot of bold statements. He made a lot of bold actions, a lot of bold statements, a lot of things, and I'm just like, I just was like, the longer he just was like, oh,
You're breaking up. You're
he was
breaking
just
up.
like,
Yes, clicking or whatever. No, it's something like clicking in the background or try it again. Say something.
hi.
Okay. It's just some kind of feedback or something going on. I don't know. There's a crackle, like an electrical crackle in the back. We're good. We'll do it. All right. You're cutting out. I don't know why.
Um, I can do this. Make one ear out. I'm gonna stop moving.
Hmm.
Maybe that.
No, it's an electrical crackle. It's nothing to do with your speaking. It's like electrical interference somewhere, maybe. But it stopped for now. So let's keep going.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know how to both.
And as soon as you put that
I
fucking earpiece back in, that it started again. That when you as soon as you put that one in the right, it started crackling again. Okay, let's give it a shot.
yeah, he just made a lot of and
This is not working.
so I was just like, but then like as time, so it's like that's pretty just
Cut.
declarations of
This is not working. I don't know what the crackle is. It just started. Maybe there's somebody by you. We're getting some electrical interference from your side, and it's going pop, pop, crack, crack, crack. I don't. I'm not a. I'm not a gaffer, so I don't make good with theatrical sounds. But that's what it's doing. I don't know what it is.
doing a different Wi-Fi.
That was nice and clear right there. And then she froze. Oh, she said she's changing Wi-Fi. So this is Tiffany Walker, yo.
Hello.
Hello. You froze.
Oh no, that's even worse.
Yeah, you're just like frozen. Do you have another space open later?
Yeah, what'd you say?
Oh, I was asking, I'm like, oh now we're in the martial arts movie. What'd you say? Like, oh, I was saying, do you want to try do you have a different time block available? later where you could be in a stronger signal area somewhere, maybe?
I thought this was the best signal. That's why I came here.
Okay. Well, let's give it, let's, now I can hear you fine. There's no crackle. So, um, our last question was, how did you feel about Bentley's claims regarding his marriage and his intentions? You were telling us that he said you were the only one, so he wasn't even acknowledging having relationship with his wife. You were his one and only, and everything was around you, and he was rebuilding his life around Tiffany Walker. Basically, was the way he acted and talked.
Yeah, it was. I wasn't expecting that.
Hmm.
You know what I mean? I was. I don't know. I don't know. I thought he was just gonna. I don't know. I didn't think it was gonna get that deep.
Yeah, it's like, okay, we're gonna have a little fun. We're gonna blah, 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 and he's gonna, you know, trick off a little bit, and then we're gonna move on. But and then the end is like, I love you. And you go, whoa, that took it to a whole different level. Um,
No, he said he loved me the first time that we had sex.
really, he said, I love
Yeah,
you the first time you had sex.
yeah.
Damn, she put it on him. All right, then. Okay.
That's what I'm saying. It was very like it just moved very fast, and it just was very like
Mm.
he like loved like it was just a lot, you know. Like in the beginning, at first, I was I was like when he said I was like, but then I just was quiet. I didn't say anything back. But like as time progressed, I was like, yeah, I really love this guy because like we were spending a lot of time together. And he was making a lot of promises, but also following through on them. You know what I mean?
The effort was there too. So not just the words. It wasn't just
The effort was there. I mean, I feel like it was the communication was there, the effort was there, the time was there. Yeah.
were there any times when you were uncomfortable or fearful when you were with Bentley?
No.
Good answer.
No.
Okay.
He's like a really nice guy.
Okay. He was a really nice
He's
guy,
kind.
gentle,
Yeah.
and he took care of you and he treated you like he cherished you. So that's what you got from him. That's a beautiful thing, actually. It's a love story. You know, sometimes there are times when
You think it's a love story, but it's love bombing.
love
Love
bombing.
bombing is yes, love bombing is manipulation.
Mm,
When a guy like tells you that he loves you like super quick, and he like you should Google love bombing.
I'm learning.
It's like it's when a guy just like gives you like all this love and like just so much early on, and then he uses that to his advantage.
Mm.
You know what I mean?
I told you she's
Or like he ghosts you.
love bombing. I've never even heard of that before. Okay.
Because you're married, these are not terms that you have to worry about. When you're dating, when you're single and you're dating, like there's things that you have to like look out for. Like people are like, if he love bombs you, that's a red flag. If he does this, that's a red flag. You know what I mean?
I had never heard the term before. You know, I've been married 20, going, this will be 22 years to the same sister. I can't stand her.
Yeah.
She can't stand me either. But, you know, I, I'm not trying to learn nobody else's personality. I'm like, I already know I don't like her. Shit, I don't need to find nobody else that I don't like. Shit. Uh, let shit be
And that's
what
what it is.
that's what it is. So, but the love bombing, that's a whole new term. You know what I mean? So I'm getting educated, you know. Tiffany Walker, model, author, writer, and inspirational. She drops inspirational quotes, but you can tell that you're really in love with love and loving yourself, the concept of love, maybe not the realities of what happens, in the human process, but um, you know, her book, Falling in Love with a
Sociopath.
sociopath,
Sociopath.
a psychopath, wasn't it? Psychopath,
Sociopath.
sociopath. Oh, Fall in Love with a Sociopath. You should get it. Check it out. She's deep. Anyway, so you never felt uncomfortable. He treated you like the queen that you should be treated, and the woman of his
Exactly.
house.
And it's like, as a woman, like you want to be treated those ways. So when a guy finally does it, it's like, okay, you know what I mean? I
Mm,
can only receive that.
I love it. I love it. Uh, um, how do you respond to the allegations concerning the scripts Bentley supposedly discussed with you? There obviously he was giving you insider information and stuff like that.
So when we first, this was our first lunch. He told me about a script where um he wrote like these people like these two. I think these this a man and a woman were working together, and then he ends up like killing her in the end of it.
Mm,
And I was like, okay. I'm like, this is our first lunch. So I'm like, okay.
mm,
But I think he could tell like that made me uncomfortable in my energy because he was like, cheers, more life to you and more life to me. But I think that he like said these things to like in like a soft threat, like just to instill some type of fear into me a little bit, like don't tell my wife. You know what I mean?
yeah.
Because even like he made me watch. Have you ever seen Match Point?
Max who?
Match Point.
No, I haven't.
It's a movie with Scarlett Johansson, and I never saw it either. So he's like, yeah, it's about this actress, and um, so I watch it. He suggests that I watch it, and so he gives me his Netflix account so I can watch it, and he's like, I watch it, and so basically they're having an affair, but she gets pregnant,
Mm,
but she doesn't want to get rid of it.
wow.
So
Oh,
she's like, tell your wife, or I'm gonna tell her. And then he kills her.
oh,
And
snap.
he kills
Yeah, I'm
and
probably
he gets away with it.
I might have walked away from this entire relationship right at that point. Like, is this motherfucker for
And
real?
I didn't think that. I didn't know. I mean, like, listen, when you're single,
Yeah.
niggas are. I told you, guys are not doing all that he's doing.
Mm,
And I think it's because that he's married, like he has that secure attachment style where he can just like securely, or maybe he just, I don't know why he did it. I
mm,
don't know, but I didn't think too much of it. I was like, when he told me to, actually, when we talked on the phone about it, he was like, "Did you watch the movie?" I'm like, "Yeah." He was like, "So what did you think?" I was like, "That's a little dramatic." That's what
mm,
I said. I was like, "That's a little dramatic."
mm.
And then he was like, "Yeah, he panicked," and I was like, "Yeah, but that's OD." And
That's so Diddy. Is that what you said?
it's OD. It's like,
Uh, I thought you said that's so Diddy. I was like, wow,
oh no, no, no. I
that's
said it's
OT,
OD. It's like a OD.
overdose.
It's like a slam. Yes, a
Yeah.
slang term.
Okay, I got it. I I don't have conversations with too many people. I do a bunch of freaking interviews, write articles. I don't talk to people. So I don't hang out. I don't. Uh okay, so that yeah, it was a red flag. kind of, but like you said, subconsciously you
I just
picked it
thought
up.
he was.
Maybe.
What do you say?
I said subconsciously, maybe it registered as a red flag. Like, yo, is dude low key like giving me a warning or something? But did
No, I think he was trying to instill fear in me, but I'm like, I didn't think that much of it, to be
okay,
honest. I
okay,
think he was like trying to, but I was
mm, okay. So that part of his manipulation didn't work. Cool. That's,
like manipulated.
that's hilarious. Um, there came a point where you personally just said, and nah. So, like, what impact did this relationship have on your personal and professional life? Because at some point the light switch went off for this relationship. You're like, I'm done. Yeah, enough.
I think that for both of us, like the vibe wasn't positive anymore.
Okay. Okay.
I, I, I think like I do really. I've been alone. I've been single for a long time, so I have my own thing. You know what I mean? Because I'm single.
Right.
So when someone wants to be in a relationship with you, it's like I think we were trying to figure out how to make that work because um, I think we did really have strong feelings for each other. So we were trying to figure out like how to be a side bitch. Like, you
Mm.
know what I mean?
Right, right, right.
It's just I think that I do better by myself a lot. You know,
Okay. So according to the article that I read, you moved on from him. You're saying you're single, you're dating, but it has you tied in with comedian actor Craig Ross. So you move from one thing to the next, kind of, but Craig being single, right?
I just single. What I from what I was told.
See, you get that signal there, like, bruh say what he say is.
I can only go off what people are telling me with their mouth.
Right, right, right. Shit, I'll be singing tomorrow. Don't worry, don't worry, don't worry. I'll be like, I'm stupid. I'm stupid. I know it. Look, okay, so you moved on. Um, how did you transition? Because I recall you saying that, you feel like you just want to be single. You feel like you're better off single. So,
I because I think like I've been single for so long, so I've been like I think we have. I'm gonna just talk about myself. I had a thought of like what I thought I wanted my life to be like. You know what I mean?
right, right,
But actually living life and how it's been for me now that I'm 31, it's like it didn't go like how I had thought it was gonna go or how I had intended for it to go. And I'm realizing you spend so much time being single and relying on yourself and trying to make it work for yourself, and you pick up these things of an independent person.
right.
Because when you're a single person, you have to think differently than if you're in a relationship.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
So, you pick up these things after a long time. You're like a feral cat.
Mm,
You know what I mean?
mm. Okay.
So I do feel like after all this time, most of my I feel the best when I'm just single. Because it's like relationships a relationship. Um, I mean,
That shit is work.
yeah.
It's work. You have to set aside yourself and then engage on a different level to kind of, like gears. You know what I mean? That's how I see it. That's how I remember it. Now, 22 years is a long time ago, but that's how I see it. And you set aside you and you engage with the other person to see how it can flow. And then until,
You guys flow and you guys keep flowing, and now you guys have your flow.
hmm
You know what I mean?
hmm
But like, I've been single for so long, so it's like, why keep getting out of my own flow to like be in these couple months relationship swings just to end up trying to find my flow again. You know what I mean?
mm
I could just stay single.
mm. Because you do lose a chunk of your individuality as you engage with these other people, and because they've got their own spirits, their own demons, their own experiences, their baggage and whatever, and you try to accommodate and fit in, and allow them to fit into to your flow, and you're trying to, that shit is work, Jack. It's just, oh my God.
It's work and it's okay to be work, but the fact that it hasn't ascended to anything as of yet, I think it probably won't.
Mm,
You know what I mean?
okay.
I reference myself to a feral cat. You can't domesticate a feral cat
Mm.
because they've been, you know what I mean?
Been on
So
their own,
like,
surviving by themselves.
yeah. So I mean, of course, like when you first meet somebody, you want to flow and you want to find that flow. But like to keep doing it in the span of 7 years, to keep in and out, it's like I'd rather just stay single and I could just have my own stability. This is what it is, just me, you know?
Yeah. I know, you want that person with that $1 million a year income, but you make your own money, you make your own way and your own opportunities, and you're in demand as an individual. So you're not depending on anyone else, to create you or your space or your value to the world. You've already done that. You've already put in the work. So I can see, how keeping your peace of mind and staying in your own heaven is, you know, most paramount. Cause I keep
Yeah.
thinking, I'm like, if I get rid of old girl, Jack, I'm not messing with nobody. I'm gonna get me a robot.
I have one. Just joking.
See, I'm gonna get me a robot. I'm gonna be like, damn
It's
it. I'm gonna get
peaceful.
me a
I love
Fifth
it
Element robot. You ever see the
here.
movie Fifth Element? I'm going to get one like that. Like,
Of
just
course.
absolutely. That's where I'll be. I'm joking, Lord. I'm joking, Lord. Please, I can't afford. I can't
No,
afford.
I
Can't
know.
afford court. No, no. Anyway, um, do you have any advice for others who might find themselves in a similar situation? You know, it's hard, I guess, maybe in those circumstances to guide someone else to because everybody has their things that they're willing to do, endure, or invest in. You know what I mean?
I think also, like, I don't think anyone intends on being a side chick. I think that it's like some, you just, there's like a passion or an intimacy or a connection. Like,
Hell is that popping? It's like somebody walks by you or something with some sort of a jammer or some crap, and it just starts going pop, pop, pop. But it's okay because we're not so much using the video as much. We'll have parts of it, but we're actually using this to create an editorial. So as long as we can pick that up and get that for the transcription and build the story, and then I'll send it over to you and say, what did we miss? Because you were here saying this. And what did you mean? So as we collab this out, we'll get it. We'll get it down.
I can hear yesterday, but I like it like on my laptop.
Yeah, this is no longer working. It's like your relationship with old buddy. It's no longer working. The audio wise is it's abandoning us. I don't know. Um, we were talking about, and you're not even saying anything, and I can hear it. Do you hear the? Can you hear the same thing I'm hearing? The crackle. It's okay. I'm gonna try this question again though. You want to try? Okay, try.
You know,
Okay. Uh-oh. We're getting ready to see Tiffany walk to another side of the building. If you watch the video from the last article, you'll be like, hey. But this is a serious topic, y'all, um, that we're dealing with. It's an amazing human being who
can
has,
we
oh, I'm just talking to the audience. I'm here. Hmm.
take this way?
I'm stupid. I can't hear you. Say something. Try it now. I didn't hear a word. There, yeah. I don't know what's going on today. Maybe, Elon Musk is messing with the atmosphere. You want to leave and come back in? All right, I'll pause the recording. Let's try it. Let me. All right, so we have uh had a blast, and I gave you. I think I sent you gifts on your birthday on your live on your community fest. I said
Yeah.
flowers or something like that. I didn't even notice that they had a community fest emoji or gift to send. Otherwise, I would have done that while you were. But I wasn't on your live, so I just saw the recap. And I was like, oh,
Oh,
okay. So I'm sorry. Anyway,
thank you, Jay.
no problem. I'm like, she's gonna think I'm stalking her, but I'm really not. I just
So
I just like, Anyway, all
I
right.
don't think that because I put myself out there a lot. So I'm kind of like, hey, attention, stop me.
But is I think to me now, and I know we're a little off sidetrack, but to me, it's like, all right, you've met this amazing person, you've met through an interview, they're a model, they're this, they're that, and you're like, man, do I subscribe to her Playboy channel? Probably not a good idea. Do I subscribe to that OnlyFans channel? Probably not a good idea. Do I comment on the what do you call it, thirst trap stuff? Probably not a good idea. I'm always debating like how to be friends
Like
and support what's
the
going on.
boundary.
Yeah, what's weird and what's not. And I'm like, God damn, I can't enjoy shit.
I I know. I think that it's weird because I mean, obviously I'm a woman with intellect, but I know that I'm really gorgeous and that's what people want to see. So it's like you have to monetize off of that. So I
Hey,
try to respect everyone and like, like I'm trying to keep that boundary as well with people. It's a learning lesson.
I love it because I go all in. Like I dive off the high beam, let go. You know what I mean? Like if I like I think we talked about it. You were on the carnivore diet at the time. I was saying that I'm like really love oxtails, and I want to, you know, like, I travel the world. I would spend $1 million traveling the world just to eat oxtails.
Really?
Well, so I go. Like, be like, I don't understand your obsession. Be like, yeah, man. Yeah.
I like oxtails.
You do?
I don't. I like jerk.
No. Don't you?
I don't.
You like jerk? Chicken?
Yeah.
Jerk beef?
Yeah. Jerk anything like jerk salmon, jerk shrimp, jerk chicken, jerk
Mm.
jerk.
I haven't tried the salmon. I'm not a fish fan for some reason.
Um,
I don't know why, but I'm not. So, but um, I'm still hopefully when I get back to LA, you'll we'll still be able to hit that spot, the meatitarian spot. I like my friend Paul lives down the road. He's the owner of
the one
Butter.
in Beverly Hills.
He lives in what is that? Begins with a T. It's not Toluca. It's a he's not far from Burbank. Anyway, a little place Burbank, but he has
Tarzana.
Tarzana, yeah. So he's in he's works with Universal. So he lives out that way. And then you said, "Oh, I live close." I'm like, "Okay, next city over." Boom, boom. And then you mentioned that restaurant. I'm like, the Brazilian meat restaurant. You're like, "Man, I'm on a carnivore diet." I'm like, "Oh, hell yeah." But I was out for NAM, so I was down in Orange County, and it just was not. If I'd have known then what I know now, I would have skipped NAM that day and took my tail on down there because we ended up getting rained out. It was tech difficulties. It was a horrible day. And I dropped my freaking phone that day. I got out the car at valet, dropped my phone, and brand new phone.
Yeah.
Took me 4 hours to get a new phone first to find the AT&T place in Orange County, then get it, and I had to sit there and wait for it to transfer everything over because I couldn't make a phone call. I couldn't do nothing. I was stuck. So I wasted a whole day. I could have just left and went and had food, but no, I went and did my job instead. It cost me a whole day. It's like, damn.
um,
And $700. Like, God damn, bro. That was hot. That was hot. I was like, I
that's a
got
lot of money.
yeah, I gotta do this now. Yeah. Anyway, I think we were
We're talking about how it's affected me, and I
yes,
wanted to talk about that because I feel like as a creative, we can take these things that happen to us and share them.
right.
You know what I mean? And I feel like that's why I wanted to talk out, like speak my truth as well, because it's like I don't want to keep this bottled in. This is not my secret. I'm not the one that's married. I don't have to keep this secret.
Right.
I wanna speak my truth. I wanna create. Like that's what helps me. Writing blogs, journaling, going to interviews, talking things out. And then also as a creative, we have this platform because I'm sure there are other women that can relate. You know
Yeah.
what I mean? Like
Yes.
I remember I told you my aunt has been a side chick for decades.
I remember you
You know
telling
what I mean?
me.
Yeah. So I mean, I just feel like the best thing to do, like everything is gonna affect me, but how I can take my power back is by creating and using my voice and speaking up and speaking out, you know?
Right. So this is nothing vicious. This is really you just clearing the air and telling your
Yes,
side, getting off your chest, so to speak.
exactly. Because I feel like as an actress, I get cast for things. Or even like as for reality TV, it's like people want you to play a role, but it's not real. This is real. You
Yeah.
know what I mean?
Right.
And that's when it's like, okay, well, I may be an actress, I may be a model, but I'm also a writer. I'm also an influencer. And influencers, we have story time on TikTok, we have story time on YouTube. We share our real life.
Mhm. Okay.
I'm gonna speak that too, especially if it's helping me clear whatever is inside me. You know what I mean?
Mhm.
Because this guy came into my life, love bombed me, and then it's like, but you're married. You know what I mean? It's
Yeah,
just,
yeah. But you're married, but you made a conscious decision
yes,
to
I
accept this.
did.
And then you woke up and you go, no, bro, this ain't it. This is not what I want for me. You got out of
Because I
out of
didn't,
the bombing and the manipulation, and you like, no, I'm not playing your game.
yeah, I didn't think it was gonna be that deep. I thought, I didn't think it was gonna get that deep,
Okay.
to be honest. I
Yeah.
and I stand by that. I think that we did fall and have a lot of feelings for each other, but I didn't think that we were going to. But it was just some like thirsty, another just thirsty guy, like you know.
But you know what? I think when we talked before and you were saying, you offered all those things if you had the package, right? The package on the shelf, and I'm going to get this ingredient, this ingredient, this ingredient, this ingredient. And he pulled all that together and gave you exactly well, I saw this freaking movie where this guy was able to read women's minds and say what they wanted him to say and all that shit. I'm like, I need this power, right? And then
Yeah.
so he did these things, everything on the menu that you wanted, it was there, presented well, etc. And then you got full, kind of, emotionally. You're like, yeah, but I have this.
I feel like
Mm,
I feel like what was weird about it was I guess I guess we got close.
okay.
Maybe that's why. Because I don't know. But I know that like he promised me things and he said things, and I feel like he didn't really meet his. He didn't do. He didn't. So like he said he was gonna do things and he didn't.
Mm,
He said a lot of stuff, and it was just at a point it came a little misleading.
mm. So where we just kept holding the carrots and holding the carrots and holding the carrots and thinking that you're just like, and no disrespect to my blonde people, but he thought, he's treating you like the stereotypical, dumb blonde thing. Oh, I'll just dangle this and dangle this and dangle this, and she'll just keep coming, keep coming, keep coming. I'll give her just enough to keep her interested in coming back and allowing me to have my way.
But
It,
I don't like feeling manipulated, and I don't like feeling played for too.
right, that
You know
part.
what I mean?
Right.
Because the problem, like, I, we know, I knew he was married, but it's certain things to play about this.
Right. You're a human being, you know.
Yeah, I am a human being. I do have emotions, you know.
Yeah. Yeah.
Even though people do think that, like, because I'm pretty, I don't have emotions and I don't have feelings and I don't really like guys. And I hear all types of like crazy things, and that's why I would rather be single. But that's another reason why when a guy comes in and he's like love bombing you, you're like, you feel a little seen
Mm.
because sometimes people don't treat me like I'm a human,
Like just a trophy or a thing to be gained.
and I feel objectified often. And I think towards the end I was feeling a bit objectified by him, and he was saying a lot of misogynistic things, and I was just like, was all that just an act? Like it was a lot of things towards the end that accumulated
Mm.
and just blew up.
So the honeymoon wore
So
off,
I'm
so to
just
speak. The honeymoon wore off. The honeymoon period wore off, and you're like, yo, this is okay. Yeah. Told
you
you.
say you're gonna do things, but you don't do it.
Yeah. stand on business. I ain't mad at you. So,
'Cause I always do my part. It's a
what
bit unfair.
what is your what you say? You say what? You say what?
It's a bit unfair.
It's a bit unfair. You said you do your part. What's your part?
So, um, I was respectful because I knew the situation, so I
Right,
was
right.
respectful to the situation. I didn't like, I didn't call him to try to do anything like that. I did my part as a woman.
Understood. I'm a grown man. I understand. I understand.
I think um, I think that he also said that he was gonna mentor me. So when I did my part to like set up that appointment or whatever, like I just felt like I did my part, and then I just felt like he wasn't doing his part, and things that he said that he was gonna do, he didn't do it.
Okay.
And then it's like I feel a little played forceful, and it's like, why are you doing that? Because I'm not a fool.
I mean, when a brother, a man, arranges for living quarters, you know, for their woman or who they're trying to make believe, you're my woman, you're my woman.
He told me I was his girlfriend
Yeah, and girlfriend, right?
out of his
And
mouth.
I don't mean to discriminate against any other relationships, but I don't live in that space. So I'm going to say woman. And what a man is going to do with his woman or for and yeah, anyway. So that part.
I feel like
Are you running out of juice?
um, what do you say?
I said, were you running out of juice that looked like you're looking for your power cord and a place to plug in?
Yeah, I'm not running out of juice, but I did want to just plug it in. But I feel like what did you say that I was gonna say something? Um, I forgot what I was gonna say.
I think we were talking about he didn't do what he said to do, but I mean, we I think we covered it, but it was just the fact that
Yeah,
he didn't do what he was supposed to do, and he woke up, move on, it expired. It just flat out had an expiration date, and then
but it wasn't like I just woke up. It was an accumulation of time that it was like you
small
know
disappointments became consistent. Like, well, you said you're going to do this, but you didn't. Just okay, just throwing it out there, but never any follow through, and the follow through became less and less while he was probably still expecting you to be functioning at the same level.
yeah.
Does that make sense? He he withdrew probably before you did, and you woke up like, hey, something's become unbalanced here. It was already a situation that we were creating together, and then
Oh, that's what I wanted to say. So I feel like um I'm a little younger than you. So I feel like relationships, I didn't want to judge any relationship because I thought maybe I'm just an unconventional person and I'm just going to have this unconventional relationship.
mm,
Because that's also like what he was saying. Because like I said, he said that I was his girlfriend and it seemed like like he would say a lot of things like, oh, I have relationships for, he said his longest affair was 11 years. So, we were at this place where it's like, how are we gonna make this relationship work? You know what I mean? Like we would talk about that a lot. And he was talking about meeting my family. I met his brother. So we were getting really deep. And then,
Yeah, when family gets involved, it's definitely the you would think normally, you know.
yeah.
I'm gonna go take you
So,
meet my family. I want my
I'm,
mama to meet you. I want my mama to meet you. Hell yeah. Looky, mama, look what I got. Well, that's serious normally, right?
yeah. So that's why it was just like, I wasn't trying to judge that he was married because maybe I'm just gonna be that person that has an unconventional relationship. You know what I mean? But obviously, so I'm a single young female, so obviously I had more availability than he did.
Mm,
You know, so I think that was like that was one of the things because we were seeing each other, we were dating each other a lot, and but then it's like you pick up a new show, and you know,
mm.
but
Pick up.
I'm still single.
Mm, I got
You know what I mean? Like, yeah. So we tried it, and but I'm not bashing him. Like, I didn't say anything bad about him on to you either, right? I'm just speaking my truth.
How you detecting inactivity? I'm right here. Sorry, I'm on TikTok live at the same time. I do my community fest shit at the same damn time. I'm right here.
What do they think about me? They don't even hear me.
Yeah, they can hear you. I have a separate computer. It and this microphone is awesome. Uh,
Loud.
yeah. Live will end and for verify to continue. How can I verify, fucker? You won't I'm supposed to, do the drag, but I don't have a touch screen on this laptop. Well,
Um,
it's very complimentary, but I wouldn't even dare relay some of the thoughts
have an affair.
from the chat. I wouldn't even. I got some assholes on there like, oh, what a horrible person, da 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 da, like, which is why I'm not engaging with the chat. And I actually
Um,
I'm gonna because I don't like that. We're just I didn't do that. I didn't like bring you on here
it's
to.
so funny because I'm not getting that feedback.
It's weird, but
Like everybody is like laugh emoji, like ooh, tea, they love it. But I
I don't
mean,
deal in that realm. I don't deal normally in that realm. So like us having this conversation is not something that people are used to from me.
okay,
And
yeah,
I've never like done an interview on my live.
like
See, she's yawning. I'm boring you. I feel like I'm boring you.
you're not boring me.
Uh,
I just I I'm fine.
you're
I'm fine.
you're a person who doesn't sleep. I understand. Um, I get my 2 o'clockers. Hi folks. All right. Anyway, we're going to move on to the next question because we really thought about it um, as we were talking about this collab to build this story because I really want to see if we can get this to essence, and I want to make sure that I got all the juice out of the meat, so to speak. Siri, stop listening.
Yes, me too.
So, um, you already gave me your thoughts on why you, but I know that at one point we had talked about um why women will tolerate, or become emotionally involved in and invested in a married man, and then you had your reason. I think we also talked about some of the general, you were educating me on some of the general reasons that women would do it and have these
What
needs.
did we say?
We were talking about as you said, they spend the time, they in, plan things out like. they show guys show that they're mentally and emotionally invested in the process. And then, for however long it is, we talked about the courtship. The courtship is what it amounted to, you know. And in this instance, this guy was acting like he was kind of single, even though in reality it wasn't. But I think we also talked about the fact that um this is kind of like a game that guys play. They dangle this and they go, "Oh, I'm only in it for this." You know what I mean? Because it's going to mess up my bank account. You know what I mean? Or we've got the kids, and it's going to mess up this. And
He
so,
never said anything about that. I told you what he said to me. He was like, but I also said that like he would talk about like I felt like a little bit like a double life. Like he wouldn't talk about. I mean, we talk about his family, but I feel like he talked more about like his single life a lot.
okay,
But he never was like, "Oh, my kids would be so mad. My mom will be like." He never said that. He said, "If I had to give my life time, I would be
mm,
not good financially." You know what I mean? That's
right,
what he said to me when we had this conversation after I talked to my aunt, and she told me that story about married men.
okay.
So yeah,
You know, it's all good. He didn't say it like that, but a lot of guys will say it. I think we had a discussion about previous iterations of my life, and I have played the game. You know what I mean? Like wrong, I think.
like how do you cheat properly?
I don't know if there's a
Everybody just has to be consenting. I think.
sentence. You know what I mean? I learned to not be dishonest. I just say that, you know, and then if the other person is with it, they're with it. If they're not, respect. You know what I mean? Cool. You know what I mean? So I'm fine. All right, live is over. And um, so that's how I feel like uh you do it properly, you know. He or she, because sometimes he's a side dude as opposed to the side chick. I think just the person who desires the extra relationship should be honest, and the other person says, "Okay, I'm willing to deal with that." And then when things change, it should be fair. But I don't think that you should dangle carrots in front of people to keep them interested
Or love bomb people.
or love bomb people. I learned that new term, and I love that I learned a new term, love bomb. It's serious because that's like major manipulation. That's playing with people's heart and emotions. Someone who says, you know what, I'm willing to step into this untraditional or taboo kind of situation, you know what I mean, according to the world. And if I do that, don't mistreat that. You know what I mean? Don't lie to me because I've already made the decision to do it. Just be consistent. The same way you started.
Be fair, be chill. Like I just thought, like, because I'm a chill person, and I think also when you're single, when two people are dating each other, we keep it pretty chill. We're not like when we first meet each other. I love you, and like it's not like that's like that's how it was, and like going through that, hearing that for like months, and like dates, and like because it wasn't for me. Like I'm single, so it wasn't the sneaking around for me. Like maybe it was fun to him to sneak around, but I can only speak about me and my experience. Like you know, if it was gonna just be like a beneficial thing or whatever, then that's what you say. But you like love bomb somebody and you make all these promises. It's just like, what are you doing?
Yeah, that's a
But then
set.
on top of the promises, you actually do it. Like he actually did a lot of like, we places together. We like, you know what I mean?
Yeah, it was like a regular relationship with
It's very deep.
very deep. And then, I mean, shit, I don't know. You get on a plane, unless it's a private, then there's hundreds of people maybe on the plane. So it's not like you're ducking. Even if you're sitting in first class, everybody got to pass you. You're in boarding zone one, please.
Um, we flew on separate flights, but we were together, like
Okay.
in a different. So, you know what I mean?
Yeah,
Like
yeah,
we
yeah,
went
yeah.
on vacation. Does that make sense? Yeah.
Yes, makes sense. So
I don't want to say he flew me off.
you got flued out. You got flued out. Okay.
I wouldn't say that.
I I got you. You were on separate flights and you met up. So you maybe didn't arrive together, but you ended up in the same
But when we
spot.
were,
Yeah.
yeah, but when we were on vacation, like I said, loud, he was holding my hand. It was like declarations of like, you're single, like you're mine, and the past single, you're mine.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Right.
Because then in the day, it's like I'm a woman, I have feelings, and men may have physical needs, but women have other needs.
Mm.
So like all those needs, he was doing all that stuff, like that validation of like holding my hand in public and like things in public. That's like validating. Do you know what I mean?
Is that important? Something simple like holding your hand in public. Is that like a big thing for a woman normally? I have to ask. I've lost it over these years. So I'm trying to get
Yeah,
tips. Trying to get tips.
I would think that you would know because you're married, so you would know like what a woman wants.
Mm-mm, no. You know what? At a certain and I don't know when the switch flips or whatever, but at a certain um level, you know, it becomes business. That's reality. It becomes business. You've got a job to do and a mission that you decided to do together because you've got kids, you got to raise, you got to get through. You're buying home, you got to make sure this is done, this is done, this is done. It becomes less and less uh the individual interaction, that connection. It becomes business, us as a team moving on a mission, as opposed to the interpersonal part. Um, that,
Yeah, someone told me that. Someone says people tell me that marriage is a business.
yeah. So you actually have to, pay attention and make the time. But oftentimes, you know, the separation becomes that, okay, I'm a man with daughters. I can't raise a woman. You know what I mean? I can tell her what I feel and how she should be treated as, and what she should accept and be prepared to take care of herself, et cetera, et cetera. But it takes the mother to really raise a woman. Um, so, and then, the boys, that's me. So you have separate lives. You're just in the same
Mm-hmm.
household. And by the time you come together, you're looking at, when I say I don't like her, I mean that. She don't like me either. But what we've done is committed to a mission. And for me, I think I told you this before, when I was deployed in Afghanistan, I didn't get a Dear John letter. My money wasn't messed up. All those things. That was a real one. I had a real one. So I would never leave that or, abandon that. So that at some age, and 20, almost 22 years, it has become a business, a partnership, mutual respect, that kind of thing. But all that, you know, we go to dinner and don't talk. I don't have to. For me, it's just being in the presence.
Mhm.
22 years, you
Mhm.
still here with me, Negro, for real? That's cool. And that's enough. I'm a simple guy. I'm real simple, you know?
I mean, I my parents are still married, so I get it. But so that's why I someone was asking me like, do you think I'm an open marriage for him to just be so openly
You got permission.
romantic with me?
Hmm.
Yeah, which is like, if that's your truth, then that's your truth. It's less about anybody else and it's more about me
Right.
and my experience.
Your experience. Yeah.
I'm not judging anyone's marriage. I don't care if they swing.
Hmm.
You know, I'm talking about me and my experience, and I have to create from my own experience. You know what I
Yeah.
mean?
Love it. I, your experience, it's your experience and what it meant to you. There are some general things that were cool, but this is, like you said, it applies specifically to you. You were getting what you needed or felt what you needed, and that started to dwindle away and
Emotionally.
emotionally. Yeah.
Well, so like he was just saying like misogynistic things. It was a lot. It was a lot of things. Like I know you're saying like, oh, he didn't want you anymore, and that's probably true. And I think that like because I'm single, I probably wanted more. I had more space for more. I think that he said that he was gonna spoil me, so I expected more.
Mm. All right.
On the first date, he said that. He said, I'm gonna spoil you, so I did expect more. And then when he talked about, we would talk about work a lot because we're in the same
Business.
workspace,
Right, right.
and that's how we met in the first place. So when we talked about that, and he just like canceled the meeting, and I never saw him after that. That's weird. You know what I mean? Like that's weird.
Mhm. That's like somebody owe you money and they stop talking to you, stop answering your calls. That's weird.
Weird.
That's
It's
crazy.
like if you didn't. But like my whole thing is like if you didn't want that, then you could have said that. You were the one that offered all those things. You know what I mean?
Yeah, yeah. And you weren't turning them
You
down.
couldn't.
Right.
No, of course. Yes, of course
Yeah.
I want to be spoiled. Yes, mentor my career.
Right, right, right.
Am I
Yeah.
gonna say no, Bob?
Yeah, I wouldn't. I wouldn't.
I'm single. I don't have like to. I don't have that blocking me. I don't have some guy to be loyal to. I have to be loyal to myself.
Yeah. First and foremost, shit, don't get it twisted. If you should ever want to get married, also remember, you need to be loyal to yourself first, even when you get married. Fuck what they say. I'm gonna tell you the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth. Be loyal to your damn self, and that's the only way you can be of benefit to your partner. That's a reality.
Yeah.
So anyway, back to you. I'm gonna stop interjecting my shit. Um, but
But you have to give me the wisdom, you know what I mean? Like I respect you. I respect your perspective. You know, you're a married man. So I feel like that's why you want to make this a love story. But I'm like, this nigga loves them. I was talking to my friend last night. I have a lot of guy friends. He's like, see, you got to make sure all the girls are happy. Now you're on the internet,
hey,
and he knows it.
yeah,
He's like,
I try to be a little more mellow with it. People know me for being
he's a
mellow
single
with it.
guy.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
I'm like, shit.
He's
But I'm like, yeah, go and get your little, shade room on. You know what I mean? That's what because it could be fun. But for me, beyond, I don't want it to be a love story. You said love story, damn it. You're the one who said love story.
that's
And
why
okay, yeah,
I loved him. It was like He kept telling me that he loves me.
Right. So
And then he kept acting upon it. And then he was there a lot of times. He was like reliable. He was like, he bought me an apartment. It's like, okay. I'm like, okay, this guy really likes me. Like he's passing the test.
yeah, that's a
You know what
big
I
test.
mean?
That's a big test. I'm gonna buy you an apartment. That's that's a benchmark kind of thing. That ain't no fly by night. Oh, just I'm going to spoil you. That's I bought you an apartment. That if I was a girl, I'd be like,
Yeah, I'm like, period. I'm like, this is my man. Like,
Mhm. Yeah, yeah.
I'm like,
Oh,
like I want to feel love. I'm like, oh, he loves me. Like, he's getting my nails done. He's on me a apartment. He's about to invest in my movie. Like, come on.
that part. That part.
I'm not sneaking around. Like, I'm not doing anybody dirty. I'm doing myself right.
I like that. I ain't doing nobody dirty. I'm doing myself right. I'm stealing it. I'm actually gonna write that shit down. I'm writing it down. No, I'm literally writing it down. You know me. If I tell you I'm writing some shit down, I'm not doing nobody dirty. I love it. That's cool because that's a quotable. That's a pull quote that I could use. That I'm not
Are you
doing.
gonna use that in the put that in there, put that in the article.
Yeah, I'm gonna do it as a pull quote, like where it separates and it's blocked off and it'll be black with a quote.
Mm,
I'm gonna do it as a pull
I
quote.
like that.
Yeah. That shit is dope. I know if I talk to you long enough, I get some stuff. I'm not doing anybody wrong. I'm doing myself right. Mm. You know what? The next time I get caught up in a situation, that's how I'm going to defend myself. I ain't doing nobody wrong. I'm doing myself right. No shit. What? I'm sorry. Don't be giving me ammo and shit, Tiffany Walker.
Well, I'm single. That's why it's like I'm not doing anybody wrong. You know what I mean?
Uh, Shit, I figured out I'm just gonna just be to I'm just gonna go ask for permission. Like, I need a 20-year hall pass, please. Thank you. These next 20 years, just let me do me.
It happens.
Yeah,
It
yeah.
happens.
I wrote it down. I literally wrote it down. And so we'll use it. That was a bar. If you were a rapper, that is a bar. That is a fucking bar. All right. The last three questions that I put together, you've already really touched on them. They were, your thoughts on why some women become emotionally involved with married men. You already touched on that. Um,
Well, feel like I feel like it's different for everyone, but I think at first you don't intend to become emotionally involved. But after time, you're gonna connect, and you
mm,
know what I mean.
it happens. They treat you right, and you can let your guard. You start to let your guard down. And, I mean, it's a natural evolution, right? I don't think it's strange. So, you know, okay. And then the next was like, in your experience, why do some women continue these relationships long term despite knowing the risks?
And what is the risk?
Like emotional destruction, maybe mental. Don't you?
I think that there's risk in any relationship, even if a guy is single, even if you're the one being cheated on, there's a risk. There's a risk in everything. You know what I mean? So I don't know why people continue because I didn't stay that long.
Right.
Um, After a while, I was like, but I mean, I know my aunt was with that man for a long time. I don't think people intend on it, but I think that people, we're humans and we have emotions.
Mm.
We have
Could it be, do you think like long-term marriages, things become habit, right? Um, long-term side chick relationships, things become habit. It becomes a habit, just this is the way it is, this is the way it's gonna go, and you just maybe not consciously analyzing it and just thinking about it, but just like continuing to go with the flow. Is that too basic of a question?
Yeah, I trying to build a habit like us as a relationship.
No, I think the question is, your thoughts on why some women continue, like you cut it off and said, I'm done with it. But some women will continue beyond that, despite knowing the emotional risks. I'm not saying, oh, the missus is gonna come whoop your butt or something like that. But the emotional, the risk to your heart, the risk to your mental capacity, like start questioning yourself, why am I allowing this and this, that, why am I settling? You know what I mean? That kind of risk, the internals. So
Yeah, so I think we did get to that point, and that's probably why I did leave. Um, but I think that a lot of people stay in relationships for certain reasons. I also think some people just are those type of people where they have that secure attachment style, and like once you connect with somebody, you're just locked in with them forever, and they're okay with that. They're like, I feel love. I'm okay with this.
right.
Maybe they got cheated on before, so now they're like, whatever. I'll just be the one who's cheating with now. You know what I mean? Because
Mm,
I know that that was my thought process. I said dating hasn't really been that fun for me, and I've been cheated on. And I, I told me and Benny actually discussed this how we just feel like all men cheat. So I'm not like it's like it is what it is. You know what I mean? So like I just I tried it. I tried it, but I didn't like it as much as I thought I was going to.
mm, mm. That brings me back to our first interview, where you said, you know, something about people should live their experiences. You should experience, and like you said, you just
Because
came
now I know I never want to do that ever again.
back.
No way.
Yeah.
And now I feel like I don't even want a relationship. Now I feel like, well, actually, when I met him, I was at this place where I've accepted that I'm just probably gonna be single forever. Like I'll probably be like one of those like what's that girl that Tracy Ross?
Tracy Ellis Ross.
Yeah, I had come to terms because I'm 30. I'm 30. I was a 30-year-old divorcee when I met him.
Right.
So I was like, this is it. This is probably it. Like I'm more focused on my career. You know what I mean? So I was just like, if a guy can just keep polite and kind and support me, then that's okay, and that's it. Like I was okay, but he gave me more than that, and it just was too much for me.
I understand.
I thought that I could put up with it, but that is it is my experience, and I'm sure there are other people's experience. And I that's what I think is so great about social media. Like we're always sharing our experiences with each other. And why am I gonna sit here and give this type of share to you a fake experience?
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
I thought
It's
that's what
not
it
fair to
was.
you.
That's what I thought it was. Like, even though I'm not an influencer by, any means. So, um, but I thought that the goal was for the females, my other friend calls it thirst trap. You know what I mean? Yes, I'm thirst trapping. I'm like, okay, so what the fuck does that mean? Oh, I'm going to show you a little booty. I'm going to show you a little cleavage. I'm going to look at the camera in a certain way, and I want you to. It's kind of like the call to action. Oh, come buy my hats on my website. You know what I mean? And you put in this commercial, boom. So I thought that's really kind of what it was, is a commercial, and the influencers were for selling products. Well, in this day and age of entrepreneurs, you know what I mean? The product is what you're delivering.
A life.
Yeah, a life. So,
Because if you look at like a lot of influencers, even like live streamers like Case Cannot or
I
whatever,
cannot
like these people, they just yeah, whatever. We share
love it.
we share our life for everyone to see, even on reality TV. You know what I mean? It's
Right.
like, okay, I don't want to fight girls, but I can't avoid dating because everybody wants to date me. This married guy is risking his marriage just to date me. Do you know what I mean? Like this is my experience.
That's an ego boost, ain't it? This motherfucker gonna give up everything for me. Huh? He gonna run everything that he established. Yeah. That's for flex, right? Okay, I got you. I got you. I got you. Okay. Shh. Oh, I'm sorry. No. Oh, hey. No, I told you I'm a fool too. I could go there, but I was just like, all right, and you open the door. Don't dangle no carrots in front of me. It's a problem. You,
Yeah, like I dangled myself in front of him.
no,
Oh,
I'm just we were talking about influencers and sharing the life,
oh
and
yeah,
I was for me, I was actually like a marketing flow. Like, okay, I'm gonna get you involved, and I'm the beautiful beach ball volleyball player, and I'm trying to sell you a Wilson volleyball at the end, or you're trying to sell
yes,
Mac makeup. Well, if I wear this lifestyle situation can happen. That's kind of the way I perceive the influencer stuff. The I
yeah.
I call it thirst trap stuff. I mean, I look too. I'm a human, and I'm 62 and everything
Yeah.
works. So my mentals are working, my eyesight is working, and I'm looking. And but the trickeration then becomes what happens when you're a real person. You're saying, though, that you're sharing part of your real life, you know, like when you drop the books that you read, like your reading list, your book list, or your inspirational quotes, and you're like, oh, I'm a little behind on my reading. I'm going, how the fuck do you have time to fucking read, Joe? When you're in Pilates 72 hours a day, or you're fucking walking on a mountaintop. When do you sit your ass down to read? I didn't know you had all this behind the scenes stuff going on. Plus the music, not the music videos that started out this year, plus the fashion walks, like with Von Dutch and whatnot, and uh and all the photo
I
shoots.
stay busy. I stay busy, but like I said, like I've been single for so long, so this is how I
It's just your day to
spend
day.
my time.
Okay.
Yeah, because I'm not actively pursuing people to date because I don't like it personally. Like, so I know that people think like you're so pretty. Like, why don't you have this? And it's like I don't know if it's the generation that we're in now, but like people act like I'm a villain because I'm beautiful, or people maybe don't have pure intentions with me because I'm beautiful. You know what I mean? And then after a while, they're like, all right, this is just what it is. Like, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
So I did think that was what I did think like when I met Ben, I thought it was gonna be like a fly by night type of situation because he was married, but it wasn't, and it was deeper than I had intended. But that's another reason why I wasn't intimidated when he like sent me those movies and stuff. I'm like, why is he doing all this? Like, you know what I mean? I didn't think that it was gonna be all this like I love you. And he like touched my face. He's like, I'm never gonna hurt you. And he was like, just it was just a lot.
Nigga was an actor
And
too.
I'm not gonna act, huh?
I was that Negro was an
Yeah,
actor
no,
too.
he was an actor. I'm not gonna act like I don't have feelings and I don't want to be loved. You know what I mean? And I think that's another reason why I want to talk out because it's like I know this is the era of being savage, and everybody wants to be savage, but I'm not savage. You know what I mean? Of course, after a while, you build up these walls, and you're just like, oh, I know what everybody's about. But if somebody changes that, I'm not gonna stop them from what I really want, my human need of being loved. You know what I mean?
I think that's fair. Everybody, there's times when you flip the switch off and you live best in a dissociative kind of realm. Um, but here, moving through day to day, you got to have some sort of human reaffirmation that, okay, I am maybe not so much attractive, but I am needed or wanted as a human being. It could just be for the conversation. You know what I mean? Be like, because you're a great book club leader. You know what I mean? And you really have thoughtful. I know that's kind of, but that's what I'm saying is like just want to be needed and wanted without being used, I think is
And I feel like a lot of times as a woman, I do feel like used and objectified, and that like just builds that wall where it's just like, you know what? Let me just focus on my career. You know what I mean? Let me just be single because it's like all these guys are just about one thing. You know what I mean?
yeah.
And
Um,
then I don't like that society or media or whatever try to put out this perception that I am the one trying to dangle the bait. I'm the one trying to dangle the bait. But I'm just a girl. Like, I like being pretty. I like dresses. I like getting my nails done. Like, I'm a girl. Like, that, I feel like that's being a girl. But I feel like people can kind of like make it seem like I deserve being objectified because I put energy into myself and I take time for self care and I present myself confidently and polished. It's like, well, that's just what it is in this generation. I don't think in your generation it was like that because Bentley wasn't like that. Bentley was very like, you're beautiful. I don't know why you're not white yet. It's like these men these days they think that they're the wife. They're the prize.
hey, I was just listening to a song called Leave Some. And the hook is because you said they think they're the wife, they're the pretty, they get their eyebrows arched, they walking around, and it said, and forgive me, this is not to be disrespectful to anybody listening, but the hook that got me for this song was leave something for the bitches. You a dude wearing a purse. You a dude wearing, the UGG furry boots. You a dude want to wear nails and skirts. Yes, most definitely. I'm talking about your ass too. God damn it. I don't care. I I don't care. You know what I mean? You wasn't born in no kilt, brother. Um, I, I, I'm not supposed to talk shit, but trust me, that won't go in the interview. It's not gonna go in the article. Uh, I already got banned from some shit before, so that was crazy. Anyway, I
You
think
have there for who?
I got banned from some shit. I wrote an article exposing the music industry's ownership in the private prison system. And my publisher said, you, you can't write that. We can't do that. I said, if you don't publish it, I quit.
Oh,
They
I
published
feel
it.
like this is take a stand.
Yeah, they published it. We got banned from all the prison systems. You can no longer order our magazine from the prison systems or the jails. I used to get every week. I used to get letters from inside the jails. Hey, could you? I have a legal background. I wasn't a lawyer. I was a research paralegal, and for civil and criminal. And I did bankruptcy and family too. Family was the hardest shit, but the criminal part I specialized in. And I used to help people, and I got people out of jail. These I used to get buckets. Now you can't read my stuff in the jail because I'm dangerous. So, but I will step up and stand out. So I feel you, and I think what you're doing, stepping up and standing out about your experience, you know, in this situation and how you were wooed and courted, and it checked all the boxes that you wanted as a woman, as an individual, and you enjoyed it. You were single, so you could accept it. You know, you didn't have an obligation to anyone, um, contractually. You know what I mean? Um, so I feel that perspective. Some people will go, well, no, that's the problem with the world today. People don't feel like they got to respect other people's obligations. I'm with you right now.
But
Shit,
I'm telling you, he told me he was in love. He was like, some people need love. Like, I thought I was being
courted.
nice to him
Yeah, you were being nice to him. You were. Trust me.
because, and I'm not bashing him. I didn't say anything about nothing. I'm just speaking my truth. And he's like, I don't think that we thought that we were gonna get as deep as we did. Maybe. I mean, I didn't think so. I think maybe he did because he said he had an affair for 11 years. So maybe he just thought that this is what it was gonna be. But I think, yeah.
It's all good. Is there anything you wanted to cover that I may have neglected?
Um, I talked about it. Just like why I'm choosing to speak up. Like I said it already. Because I don't want it to seem like I'm bashing him. You know what I mean? Because it's about me
Right.
in my life.
I um agree that it's about you. We want to tell your
I
experience, how
also
you feel. Go ahead. No, go ahead.
I also don't care too much about judgment because I am a public figure. So I know that people are gonna judge.
Yeah,
But we are in a contemporary time where like things are not as traditional as they used to be. You know what I mean? And as human beings, we like speak out.
I understand. Uh I think that is one of the things that I think I've heard in conversation, this, oh, it's 2025. Nobody's following those kind of social mores anymore or those restrictions. And I'm like, okay, where do we draw the line? You know?
Like you feel like I should have respected their marriage.
No, because you know what? I had an affair and I enjoyed the time and
But people should have.
yeah, but
People are gonna think that I should have respected their
yeah,
marriage.
people would think, used to, my grandmother would be like, oh, hussy, she over there bringing up a happy home. But at the same time, saying, you know what? The man put himself
I
out
wasn't happy. Yeah, he
there.
said
Yeah,
in my DM.
exactly the point. The man pursued her, but the judgment from the old school is doesn't matter what he did. The boundary is he's married. You don't deal with that at all, right? And then it got lesser and lesser. But at the same time, there have been mistresses, you laughed at me, I think, when we were talking about me using that term, right? There have been mistresses throughout history for
Of
centuries,
course,
you know?
yes.
So,
And even my friend that I was talking to last night, he's like, Man, you guys are getting sloppy than too because back in my day, nobody knew that there was mistresses or affairs until at the funeral.
Yeah. She show up and throw everybody into it like, who is that? Oh, that's his other woman. The wife usually would know. You know, the wife knows because we're guys. We're subject to being creatures of habit, right? You come in, you put your keys in the
That's what
same
you
spot.
said.
You put your keys in the same spot. You know, if you're a every other day shower dude, if you come in and take a shower every single day, or if,
Oh, he would shower at my place.
see, you come
I
home
think
smelling
that's why
like
he
soap.
got me the place.
That's why. You know, like we're creatures of habit. We break those habits. The women that you partnered with, they know everything. Like my wife knew my social security number within a month.
I mean, even like when I was dealing with him, I knew his habit a lot too, and that's why it's like it's, I really it was like a really like real homie girlfriend situation because it's like I knew his habits too. He was texting me, telling me about his schedule, and like I could feel his energy. Like, you know what I mean? Like, there's just certain things like when you are talking to people every day, and when you guys are physically very close, there's like just an energy that you guys start to pick up on and share.
He imprinted on you to Twilight. That was my favorite third of Twilight. Jacob imprinted. Like, oh shit. What the hell? So it's cool. Well, I think we did cover everything. I'm going to send over the galley for you so you can look
What's the
at
value?
the
Okay.
draft. Um, and then so you can look at it. We could flesh anything out that we need to. But other than that, I think we got everything. Unless you feel like we're missing anything in the conversation.
I think you get it. You know that I think because so you want to make it. I don't want to say you want to, but I feel like you see it as a love story because as a human being, I keep reiterating that I want to be loved, and he was giving that. So I think like if you make that the base, then I feel like seen and like why I'm even speaking out because I feel like a lot of times people don't think that I want love. You know
Mhm.
what I mean? Because I'm hot, you know? And even like, he's not the first married guy to hit on me. Like, a lot of married men hit on me. So it's like this feeling of like, you don't care about my needs and like, you know what I mean?
Yeah, I think I really, it's not me telling the story. It's not my choice or how we tell it. I want to tell it like you want it to be told. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
But what I thought was important, not so much the love story, but why women fall into these situations or involve themselves in these situations and stay, and what the process is to extricating yourself. But this goes nowhere and does nothing if it's not the way you want it to be told. That's why I'm sending it to you. So that if we have to change the timbre and intonation of the story, we can do that. It's not me. It's not my job to tell your story. My job is to mediate the conversation that you're having with yourself and put the damn thing down
Mm-hmm.
black and white. So yeah,
In a beautiful way. I feel like you write so beautifully. So that's why it's like, you're like, um, how do I want to say it? You're just, it's going to come out beautifully.
yeah.
Transferring it, you know what I mean?
I'll translate it into something. Yeah. I mean, but we're doing it together. So just think about that. Um, because really you're the most important component. your view is the most important component. How you want to tell the story, your why for telling the story and being involved. And then also, reminding guys that, even beautiful women you know,
Even beautiful women are what?
are wooable. Woo. Even beautiful women are wooable.
Wooable.
Yeah, they're woo.
Wooable.
You can woo.
I'm probably difficult, but
Yeah,
yeah,
difficult,
I
but
think I'm a little difficult, but yeah, I think the base should be kindness, chivalry, like all those communication, all those things.
okay.
That's probably what, uh, yeah,
That's the win
because
right
that's what he
there.
did.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I mean, we don't have to. It doesn't have to be the description. We're describing a particular situation. Yes, we're telling that story. We're developing that story out and fleshing that out. You're the script writer. You know how to do that. And then, at the same time, we're imparting some heartfelt shit. I think, I've been writing about rappers and that fucking bullshit that they lie about, and like Negro, you
That's
live.
what I'm saying. It's like all of this is a lie.
Yeah.
I finally want to talk about some real stuff. And let me tell you, I got sent this script. I'm an actress. I'm about to film next month. I got sent this script. And it's like, I feel like society wants to portray women like we're beautiful to like, so this is the script. So he's like, she uses her body to trick men. Or, well, it's actually all the women kill the guys or whatever. But
A
it's
bunch
like
of black
she uses
widows.
her, yeah, basically. It should be called Black Widow. I'm gonna talk to him about it. I'm gonna be like, did you think about Black Widow? Because that's cool. But it's about girls and they all kill these guys. But it's like I feel like I'm like, why are they having sex? And he's like, oh well, women have needs and she's lonely. And it's like our needs aren't sexual as much as they are emotional. Do you know what I mean? And then we may feel like, well, if we have sex with him, then he will fulfill that emotional need. You know
Mm,
what I mean? But it's not. I don't think women per se have. I mean, maybe, probably, no, probably yes. But I don't think it's the way that like people stereotype, especially me. Like, I'm a voluptuous woman, so I get these roles all the time where it's like, you're just out for men's money, or you're just trying to trick them. You don't really like guys. You're just out like it's just very predatory. And I'm like, I'm not a predatory person.
mm,
Yes, I have a voluptuous body. My mom had a voluptuous body. My aunt on my mom's side, we're Caribbean. We have voluptuous bodies, but they're also all married. Like all my family is married. You know what I mean? So I thought when I moved to LA, I thought, I'm gonna marry a guy out here, and model and
mm.
act. A lot of people get married out here. Jerry.
Yeah, 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 yeah. Okay.
You like sure he wasn't getting married, but that's why I accepted it. Like I'm just gonna be single because I like LA. I'm not gonna leave LA, but
Okay.
um, yeah, I want to change this light of this, especially with rap music. It's like have you ever listened to girl rap music?
Yeah, I have. I listen to girls like
And
I listen to Glorilla because I like her voice and her syncopation is fucking hilarious. She's hilarious to me. Let her cook. I'll be laughing, and then she got bars. But I've also listened to like Raven International. You know what I mean? She's always talking about, they after this booty, they after this, that, and the third, and you got to have paper. So you're basically saying you a hoe, you want to get paid to give the nigga what he could get out on the blade. You know what I mean? So, you know,
so why I want to speak up because I feel like there is this stereotype of just like we're in this savage era, and I'm not.
You're not.
You know what I
Right,
mean?
right. You're a good
I'm
person.
not. But that's all objective.
Right,
It's good
right,
or bad.
right.
But I'm just saying I'm a human and I have a heart. I have feelings, and I think after a while, like if guys are only about one thing, you kind of numb yourself into it's like this is all there is. You
Mm,
know what I mean?
yeah.
So if we switch the, I just from my perspective, because maybe if someone came from a broken home, like they may feel differently. But like I said, my parents are married for 32 years. You know, my age, whatever. But it's like so I come from love and I see love and all my aunts are married and all my cousins are married on both sides. So I love seeing marriage. So I thought I was gonna have that. But when that didn't happen, well, I'm like, okay, well maybe this is just what it is. Like maybe I'm just gonna be this guy's chick forever. Because he was giving out big numbers, like decades, like not numbers of payment, but like numbers of like he had as long as the affair was 11 years. You know, he was like, I had a masseuse for 12 years. Like, he just was saying he has like these long relationships.
Mm,
So I'm like, okay, this might be the best of both worlds. Like, I'm an actress. Like, we can work together. We can have passionate time together. And so, I mean, it didn't come out like my intention wasn't to harm it. You know what I mean? I just thought a win is a win,
right. A win is a win.
you know? But I do feel like I want to change that in light of just like women just like being out for men. Like maybe after so long of men just like being dogs, there's a switch where the villain comes out, but that's not my intention,
Hmm.
you know.
I think in a future conversation, not today, because you've used the word passionate, several times. That might be somewhere down the line we can talk about the difference when men say passion and what women say is passion.
I'm talking about sex.
I know you're talking about sex, but
Oh, okay.
for men, passion, is maybe never mind. I'll think about it and I'll send it to you later. What I'm thinking about, like, what do you think about this topic? You know what I mean? Like, I respect your brain. I read your fucking book.
Thank you.
I enjoy.
You said you didn't finish it though.
I didn't finish it. I, you know,
No one says they finished it. Craig didn't. Craig said he didn't finish it.
you know, for men, there's only so many chemical reactions you can have before you just say, "Fuck, I cannot read that anymore." You know what I mean? Like, so not that it was bad or anything like that. I mean, damn, you'll make somebody hurt themselves. But I just want to, you know, I like the way you think. It takes some time for me to get around to shit. I'm busy, just like you're busy as hell, and life experiences.
Can
But
I also ask you this?
yes, ma'am.
So I had my risk during consenting to deal with a married man,
Mhm.
but as a married man, what risks are you taking by having an extramarital affair?
Well, first of
Isn't this a risk?
it is a huge risk. If you're, if you want to keep your marriage, you know what I mean, the respect of your children and your family, you know what I mean, and you know the status within your family, you're a villain if you get caught because you hurt this person or whatever, and they go, I don't care what she did, you shouldn't do that. Whoop to whoop and bam to bam. I'm like, if the motherfucker ain't fucking and I go get some pussy, what's the problem? Well, you was doing it for 6 months. She wasn't fucking for 6 months. I replaced her. shit. But what you lose is the respect, of being a family leader, a provider, someone who provides safety and security, both emotionally and physically and economically. Everything positive that you've done, um, moving forward, from raising children successfully to whatever, you know, all that shit goes out the window, and people just look at you like you're a mutt. How could you do that to her? And this, that, and the third. They're not taking into consideration, or do they even know, the motivation. And for guys, and just be honest, we get married for regular pussy. That's what we get married for. You're not marrying a woman because she's got a master's or a PhD
That's
or
what they make it seem like.
nah, bruh. Nah, let me just,
They're
I'm gonna
like,
tell you.
they're like, you need to be independent. You need to cook and clean. You need to have all it. Like, that's why I'm like, in this age, it actually favors me more to be single than to be in a relationship because it would be, it's too much. You know what I mean?
Yeah. First of all, when you're dating a woman, a man never, and this is really key. A man never really knows the capabilities of the woman he's chosen until they marry and make that commitment, or they've been in a long-term relationship. You never know their capabilities. Men, because first of all, you get your mind blown. You know what I mean? She's beautiful, et cetera, all that. Maybe she made a great meatloaf or some shit. You know what I mean? It's surface shit, right? You never really find out a woman's capabilities until you hit a place where you're not the central provider, or you're not able to provide their safety. Suppose you get your ass kicked in front of your woman. You know what I mean? I mean, it happens. Everybody,
Move respect a little
you
bit.
know what I mean? Everybody can't fight at the same caliber, right? But when you think about it, look at the history, especially in the black community, right? Where black women have been our backbone for like 500 years when it wasn't safe for a man to be a man. Stand up and fight. Your wife's getting raped, your daughters are getting sold and all that shit. And you had to subdue all that. And the woman was the one that said, it's going to be okay.
Mm-hmm.
The man is feeling like a man, like, I want to rip this fucker's heart out and feed it to him.
Mm-hmm.
But it's not safe for you to do that. Guess why? Because then your wife is
Yeah.
alone, your children are alone, you're dead, and there's no protection. And
Yeah.
it's the woman who calms him down, who had to calm him down and say, it's okay. We'll be fine. It's okay. You know what I mean? Had to hold his hand when, shit, he couldn't show the emotion. He had to just, because you're still looking at this slave owner who just disrespected your family, sold off one of your kids for a profit. You know what I mean? You were property.
Mm-hmm.
So
Mm-hmm.
that's why I look at it and I salute especially black women, but women. You don't know the capability, what she can do, what she can handle until you put her in that position, or she sees something you don't see. And by the time you get ready to deal with it, she's already got the solution for you if you just wise enough to listen. I'm not saying that women know every damn thing, but I'm saying that for me, my military background, what did I do? I went to go fuck people up. That was my job from 18 to fucking 2013. That's what I did. I wasn't thinking about, I thought about how do I put somebody and get them onto the X so I could pull the trigger, that kind of shit, right? But I'm not looking at the person coming down the street that's trying to infiltrate my family circle. We're linear thinkers. Women are more developed. They see nuances and are able to see through layers of shit if they decide that they're involved. So, what do we give up to answer your question? We give up the respect of our families. We give up, maybe relationships with our children.
No, but that's just the risk of it.
That's
You're
the
risking
risk.
the respect
I'm risking the
because you
respect
don't think
and
you.
the whole relationship. They could walk away. You could lose those things to a man. Even though we're linear and we get with a woman, and initially it starts because of the physical shit when everything else blossoms, right? Cool, right? But once you get to the point where you have kids and they disavow you, that's the risk. You rip their heart out, and then you have the nerve to be fucking crying because they don't want anything to do with you. The risk is being emotionally torn apart. The risk is being, taken off your pedestal as a decent man. Does that make sense?
Yeah, yeah.
Okay.
So I know that there are risks, but I'm just saying that we both made that risk when we decided to engage
Yeah,
with
yeah,
each other.
yeah. But most men won't engage on that level. Like I wasn't going out on no public dates. Like LA is big, but LA is small at the same time. There's only so many places, you know, that are
He
acceptable.
just would say, he would say, oh, I pick meetings with. He was like, cause I remember we left the party together,
Mm.
and Tori Hart saw us,
Mm. Kevin Hart's
and
wife.
she was like, excellent. She was like, Bentley's my boy. I'm like, what do you? I thought she was saying that she was fucking Bentley. I didn't know, but it's like he just has this, and my friend was talking about this yesterday. He had this confidence that, I'm an actress, and he needs was so that's why he felt like very just comfortable, or that's what he said to me.
Mm.
And my friend, he's a guy, he's older, he's 45. He's just my homie. I have a lot of guy friends because I think it's because I have a lot of brothers
Mm.
that I just feel comfortable with men, and it could be platonic. It doesn't have. I could be a platonic friend to a guy. So he's like, I keep losing my train of thought.
I've had you on here for quite a
He
while.
was like, he was like, oh, he got too confident. He got too cocky.
Mm.
He got sloppy.
Got comfortable. Hmm.
Yeah,
Yeah, that part.
because
Uh,
there's that confidence of just like, I'll get away with it.
there's a P mentality that yeah, I'm gonna break her down. You know what I mean? I'm gonna get her to set aside what she feels and thinks in favor of me. You know what I mean? And then there's a way that when you see a woman submit, when she submits, you feel like you could do anything. And women will take a lot, once they do decide to submit. And
Hmm.
I,
I know. I would never. I don't think it makes sense.
yeah,
I've been there. I don't want to do it. I'm okay.
but it happens. But guys, think about that. Like, oh, I broke her down. If he's got a mercenary kind of, you know, or shark mentality, they'll think, oh, I broke her
Do
down.
you feel like that's how he? Do you feel like that was his intention?
I think that he had well, if she'll go for this, maybe she'll go for that. You know what I mean? And the goal was in each step, stage, and degree just to see how far he's gonna get you to step outside yourself. You know what I mean? And bend to his will and accommodate and fit yourself into his plan, scheme, schedule, right? And you made yourself available. And then he did the surface things that
Because I am available. I just want you to know
I
that.
understand,
I
but you have to make yourself available. You can still tell the
am
motherfucker, no,
very
I don't
available.
want nothing to do with you. And you can make yourself unavailable. So,
Yeah,
okay. So get the difference. It's not a semantic thing. It's either you make yourself available or you make yourself unavailable. You don't want to talk to a motherfucker, you don't talk to him, right? If you want to talk to
yeah,
him, you make yourself available. So we
yeah.
make we make time. He was giving you what you wanted to receive it, and you rewarded him, you know, kind of like the Supreme Court is rewarding Trump for being an asshole. You know what I mean?
How did
So
I reward him by submitting? By
by
being his
sub
girlfriend?
by submitting and being his girlfriend, as even as he was not fulfilling everything that he was saying to you, you were accepting for a little while until you had enough. And that's the other trickeration, folks, fellas. When a woman has had enough, she's just had enough, and there's nothing you can do about it. You know what I mean? So, um, yeah. So the reward was was he having this beautiful woman on his arm? Absolutely. Was he able to spend time with this woman? Was he able to, get his fantasies fulfilled with this amazingly beautiful woman? Yes, he was. You know what I mean? Was she dedicated to him as far as he knew? Yes, she was. Was she in his house that he bought for her? Yes, she was. You know, if he said, "This is what I need right now," was she giving him that? Yes, she was. That is the breakdown, you know. You got sister, I'm not going for this and I'm not going for that. Well, then the goal of the next nigga is see how I can get her to do what she normally wouldn't do.
Mm, yeah, because when I talked to my friend last night, he's like, "Man, that was just ego. He got too much in his ego."
Ego, ego.
And I feel like that was what the relationship was about. Like it was like I was just an ego boost because I'm very
Trophy.
pretty and trophy and I'm successful and stuff. And he'd be like, everybody's looking at you, and he'd be like, everybody is giving me thumbs up because you're next to me. And like when I went to his rap party that we met at, he was like, everybody was going crazy over you at the party. I'm very striking, but um,
Yes.
so I think that there was that ego boost. Um, yeah,
Yeah, and
I think at first,
for men in his
I think
position, that's big.
yeah, because that's all it is. It's just like
I
I'm
got
married,
this.
but
Yeah.
I also have her too.
Yeah, I'm married. I got her too. My wife and my side chick. And my side chick is the caliber woman that you watching on video.
Right, right,
The one
yeah,
thing, yeah. So he could say, I reached out and touched Tiffany's hand. You see what I'm saying? He can, well, other people were thinking about it and just watching you on social media, he obtained this treasure, but
exactly.
he was just looking at the sparkle instead of really looking inside the chest.
No, he looks in the chest because he's
Wow.
very like he's
Mm,
intellectual.
mm,
Like I wouldn't like him if he was stupid. Like you see how we have these conversations.
mm,
Like me and him had conversations,
mm.
but I think the one. I mean, I don't think that he didn't open the chest. I think that it was just like you're married, so I don't know. I think that I got a little needy
Mm.
because I'm single, so it's like you know what I mean.
No. How would you get needy? How do you have time to be needy? Your schedule is so damn full. What could you need? Brother, you going on trips. Uh, if you're look, this is me. He just wanted what he wanted. You were giving him that. And then you started demanding a little bit more, like holding him to accountable to his promises and his word, maybe making mentions of that.
You
What do
think
you
he just wanted sex?
he look, I mean, damn.
You should have people get married. So
Look,
everything is based off sex.
it starts with guy. The first thing you're looking at is the physical attraction. We don't know who this person is. All right. So the two things that I learned in my time, a man is going to look and says, damn, that's beautiful. Could I look at her for the rest of my life? The woman says and knows within the first 3 or 4 minutes, could I fuck him for the rest of my life? Could I
A
tolerate?
man,
No, the woman is saying, could I tolerate fucking this guy for the rest of my life? This is from a woman. This is not me making it up. This is the woman
oh, I
said,
thought you were asking me.
no, ma'am. No, I'm saying
Oh,
these are the things that I learned and been educated by women. Don't forget, I got a mother and nine sisters. All right. So all of them are like, I know in the first 5 minutes if I would be willing to fuck this person. The
of
guy,
course. For
right.
forever?
Considering that as we discussed, women's emotional connection is deeper and they think further than the guy.
That's, I think that's what it is. Like, I'm an intellectual, and it's like towards the end, I was getting a little anxiety because I'm like, if he's a cheater, he's cheating on me too. Like, you know what I mean? So I'm like,
Yeah, you
if
start
he's a cheat,
rationalizing shit. Okay.
I'm like, okay, you're cheating on your wife with me, but are you cheating on me with somebody else? Like, I'm flipping out and things.
Yeah.
Yeah. So
I,
it was a lot. It was a lot of reasons why we broke up.
and I think it's fair. I think that that's the risk also, that a guy takes and a woman takes, but also the guy takes when you get involved with
It's how she's
somebody,
gonna react.
how she
Right.
react. You know what I mean? And
Is she gonna go
that part, that
open her
part,
mouth? Yeah.
you know? So I mean, I have thought about. I'm like, first of all, I have had second thoughts and didn't do something because I'm like, I don't like that personality. I don't trust that they're going to respect the sanctity of what's happening. I'm going to be totally honest, but I just, you know, and I have, and I'm not a regular kind of venture out. I might be on the road for 6 months, or I might be on the road for 3 months, and something may happen. I'm not looking or aggressively seeking out anything like that. I'm not hunting anyone. Um, it has happened, and it's been a long time since, but because I'm just not interested. But um, it has happened, and then that's how it kind of happens. And you get out there, but to hunt someone specifically, target someone such as yourself.
I don't think he did that. Do you think he hunted me?
Shit. You don't think so? Did he not make himself available? Did he not
He
provide you with
did.
all the things that would attract you into the trap? Did you not fall into the trap? Yes, you were
He
hunted.
did.
We're hunters. That's what we do. How can I get that stallion over there? And then, you get it, and when you're younger, if you're not looking to maintain, you're younger, then you tell everybody you got it.
You got what? Oh yeah, 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 yeah. I mean, I'm not gonna lie. I'm pretty sure that he was telling his son. Because he would say things, and it really was just a secret to his family, but it wasn't a secret because we're both in TV, so it's like the people casting me, them, you're whispering with them, and then he said something once. He was like, oh, somebody know, and I'm like, because I think I was talking about like I should go on a date with someone else or something like that, like just kind of, and he was like something, and I'm like, no, nobody knows that we date. I was like, no, nobody knows, and he's like, he I think that he told the casting director. Like I just think that he was telling his boys. You know what I mean? Like
I mean, he has an ego. He's high up in Hollywood, the Jamie Foxx level kind of, ego kind of shit. And yeah, he's gonna tell him, yo, old girl from that, Nas video or whoever video. Yeah, yeah, yeah. Oh, she's bad. Yeah, she is. Ain't gotta say no more. You know? They gotta
But
say,
I mean, he was like, he was like, oh, my friends are so surprised that I can have sex for as long as I do. Because we would have like sex for like hours. And he was like, my friends are like so surprised. So it's like he's telling people, like, he's getting in depth
yeah,
about like our long duration, our days, the days, like what we're doing when we're spending time together. You know what I mean? It's like,
yeah.
it really isn't a secret.
It isn't a secret when a guy at that level is trying, first of all, he's trying to prove that, he's still young. He's got
Yeah,
longevity and he can still hang and he's not overwhelmed by the amazing beauty and presence that he's being graced with. You know what I mean? And it be talking that shit. Me, I just look at it and go, shit, I'm gonna be there till the winners announce. I don't give a fuck how long ago. So, but I don't tell nobody nothing. You don't have to tell them. You just look. You're like, yeah. Yo, she fine. Indeed. Conversation dead. Over. You know what I mean? But at his level, in that where he's casting people and he's producing these big shows and he's doing this with, Jamie Foxx has like a massive ego. He got his comeuppance when he had this stroke, right? Now he's not as bad, maybe. But and
he
actually
was nice when I met him.
when I met him, because I was doing sound for Stevie Wonder, House Full of Toys. I met him. I respected his space and distance, but I'm controlling the stage. And he walked up to me and says, "Hey, how you doing, man?" And I was like, "What? Jamie Foxx? Cool."
Yeah,
And it
he's
was
nice.
it was beautiful. So, but I've also heard the other side, you know. He didn't mistreat me, and he never mistreat anybody on the set with me. Neither did Shamar Moore. We were at fucking Soul Train.
He's fine.
He was I don't know, he's fine, all that shit, but he was very nice. I am a fucking man. I am a man. I am a man. I am strictly cleanly. I'm not fucking complimenting no man outside of his suit, his shoes, his tie, and his kerchief. And maybe say, "Oh, damn, who's your barber?" That's as close I'm gonna say on nice haircut. Who's your barber? Who clipped you? Who cut you up?
Yeah,
Yeah, I'm not
yeah.
all that. He's fine. I'm like, man, come on, bro. Don't
But
try to,
women feel the
well,
same way.
huh? Y'all be complimenting
Women feel
each
the
other.
same way. We do, but I hate when other guys like talk about girls too much. It's a little like, I'm a girl, right?
Right, right, right. Yeah, I'm not talking about no man on any level like that at all. I'm old school. I believe in it. I'm gonna stay. I'm gonna die that way. I'm not ashamed. Um, and so, but women, y'all talk about. I was okay. I'm gonna give you an example. I don't usually give personal examples, but my wife and I were actually out um, at a buffet. I couldn't fucking eat because everybody that walked by evaluating even down to the plates how many crawfish they got and this, that. And I'm like, how do you guys how do you do this all day? How do you live with yourself like that? How do you live in a culture with other creatures who are always evaluating everything you do from how many, what direction your hair is curled in? Does it twist back? Does it twist forward? Is it too much? Is it too puffy? Is it too flat? And then you're evaluating yourself because these other people are evaluating. But guys, me, maybe it's just me. I don't even I don't even care. I'm gonna show up. I might not even iron my jeans, pulling them out the closet. I'm gonna get me a t-shirt and some jeans and some sneakers. And I I just noticed that I had bought some red bottom sneakers. I don't even know the
Oh,
significance.
really?
I see. I don't know the significance of none of that. I got some shoes that got red bottoms on them. I got some sneakers that got red bottoms on them. I'm like, I don't know. I don't care. But I'm watching people get. You gotta remember, I was in uniform from 18 to fucking 40. You know what I mean? I wore combat uniform for 18 to 40. So, like, what do I know? So I'm just like, somebody says, "Are those red bottoms?" Like, nigga, what does that mean? And I looked, well, yeah, okay, they're red on the bottom. What does that mean? Bro, go on with that, because that's girl stuff to me. You know what I mean? So I'm that kind of guy. I'm not that. Look, we ain't talking about me no more because you be learning shit for no reason. You know, use it. Uh, anyway, I'm going to run this through the machinery. I'll build out the editorial. I'll send you the raw, and then you can tell me what you think. And if you want to explore like a different avenue or different narrative, because the narrative's got to be yours. It really is you telling your truth. And then, I might put in an aside here or there, but I think the most important part is that we just get it right for you. Um, and if you don't like my angle of the love story, then we change it. We put it
Okay.
how you would like for it to be spun. And you can say, this guy kept trying to tell a love story about my life. This wasn't no love story. This was just my experience.
No,
I will
I
bust you out
mean,
live and say, well, this Negro told me that he loved her. She was in love with him. What? Why is it not a love story? I'm confused.
because I feel like he said that he loved me as manipulation.
As a hook.
So that's why.
Okay, fair enough.
Yeah.
Okay. And I respect that. That's deeper deep that you just said. What happened? My default, don't undo my default. This is my default. Not so I'm knocking stuff off. All right. I got a basketball game to take my nephew to. And I'm a
Have fun.
yeah, yeah. I have a nephew that's living with me for the last few years of his high school. I don't know how they trust me with this young one, but understand he's not going to come out the way you think he should come out in this metrosexual world. I promise. So anyway,
Oh, he's gay.
no, I call the world metrosexual, which means that they're
Oh,
always trying to fit in and flow. Now, this nigga gonna be a man. You will know the difference. You will know the
we
difference.
need more of them. We need more of them.
Yeah, well, that's what I raised in my house. Screw that. Yeah, call me toxic. I don't really care. I don't. I'm like, women are women, men are men. You do what you're supposed to do, respect the woman. The one thing I do is hold in high regard, especially our black women, the fact that, if it wasn't for them, we as black men probably would be decimated all the way. You know what I mean? From back then. So that's what held us together. That's what's held us together through civil rights. Martin Luther King, if it wasn't for Coretta, Martin Luther King would have folded. You know what I mean? Jesse Jackson would have folded. It was always the women is the backbone. So that's the only part maybe I'm a little marshmallowy on is that I respect, the strength and I know that we need y'all. So yeah. But other than that,
Thank you.
I,
I love that. I want that. That's why we're collaborating.
that's why we're collaborating. That's why we're collaborating. Thank you for the opportunity. Appreciate it.
Thank you for the opportunity.
I'm gonna see you later.
Have a good day.
All right, I'll
Bye.
I'll send this over as soon as I get it wrapped up. Okay?
You're not gonna send this, right?
No,
You're not gonna send this. You're gonna send a written.
I'm going to send the written. Yeah. So
Okay.
what I'm going to do is so actually what happens is I have this program that I'll drop the video into and I'll give it directions on what I want to retrieve. Then it will give me the talking points and then I'll build it into an editorial and flesh it out and do my magic. And then I'll send it to you and go, what do you think? And you can, you know, then that's where your input is going to be very important.
Okay. Alrighty. Have
Okay. All
fun.
right. See you later. Bye bye.